Hey YouTubers, thanks for joining me. I just got back from New Zealand and I live in Chicago. So that is a half a world away, and I realized on the way back that what I really needed was a mobility workout. And this being the holiday season, I figured this is a great time for you as well if you're doing traveling to do a quick mobility workout on the reformer, and that's what we're going to do today. If you want to see more about my trip, check out my Instagram at John Garey. Okay, I'm going to begin with some footwork here. I've got two heavy springs on, and I'm going to come down onto the carriage. And actually, before I even do that, I'm going to do some hip rolls. So I'm just going to start with my heels on the foot bar, and I'm just going to tip my pelvis back and peel up until I'm nice and stretched out there, and then I'm going to roll back down. Take an inhale here, breathe in through the nose, and exhale, roll up through. This should feel really good. Your hamstrings are going to kick in here. Roll back down, and again, roll up, arms are relaxed, and roll back down. Let's do that one more time. Should feel really good. Tip back and peel up, and then roll back down. Now I'm going to press out with one heel. It's in line with my sit bone, and I'm going to take the other leg and I'm going to stretch it up to the ceiling, and then I'm going to hug it into my knee as I come in. So I'm going to press out and stretch, and then come in. I keep my foot flexed. That's going to give me a nice stretch on the hamstring, stretch feeling on the hamstring. And come back in, and I'm going to do two more. Stretch, and back in, and one more time. And we'll hold this one here, just a nice big breath in, and then return. Let's do that same thing. Hug the other leg into your chest. The heel is lined up with the sit bone. As you press out, just stretch up. Woo, this side's tight. And then come back in, and again, press out and stretch. And come in. And just give it a good exhale here. And we're going to do that two more times. Press through the heel. And in, and on this last one, we're going to hold it up there. So just stretch. Feel it, a nice big breath. And then come back in. I'm still using the same springs here. And I'm going to take the straps and I'm going to place them on my feet. And I'm going to begin here with what I call the train. So it's basically a combination of the bend and stretch and the lift and lower. So first I'm going to lift the legs up. They're parallel here. I'm going to bend and press them out. So I'm getting this nice eccentric lengthening stretch here. And then I bend and press out. Try to keep the tailbone down the whole time. Get that stretch, bend in, and press. So we're going to exhale here, and inhale as you press out. And exhale, just sink the tailbone as the legs go up, and come through and press out. And one more time, reaching up, get that nice long stretch here, and then come through. Now, I'm going to add a roll back. So I'm going to start with a bend in the knees, and then just let the spine roll back. I'm going to roll back down and press out. This is a really nice stretch for the lumbar, the lower back. So roll back into that ball, roll back down and out. So I can inhale as I bend the knees, and then exhale as I roll back, roll down, and then press out. Let's do that again. Come in, and roll back, roll down, and press out. Now, we're going to go into the inner thigh here. So I'm going to come up into that first stretch that we did with the feet and straps. So legs straight up. And then I'm just going to open them to the side and get the really good stretch through the inner thigh. And I'm going to come back together and press them back out. So a nice inhale as you lift. And then here, just an exhale and reach. Now, you're not letting the legs flop open. You're actually reaching out and away through the toes, and that gives you a good dynamic stretch through the center and lower down. Let's do that again. Coming up and then open out, stretch. Back to the center and down. And one more time like that. I'm going to come up, give it a good stretch to the side, back up and down. Now, we're going to turn the legs out here so we get a different feeling of stretch. And then I bring them up again. From here, we're going to bend the knees here, and they'll go out to the side, about shoulder distance apart. Then try to hold them still in space as you extend the legs. And now we'll circle them around. So this is our frog. So they stay turned out. You come up. You bend into this nice diamond. Don't collapse into it. Then from there, you extend the knees, holding the knees pretty still in space, and then you circle the legs around and come back. The breathing is an inhale to go up here, and exhale to bend, and inhale to open, and an exhale to pull around. Let's do that again. Reach up, and bend, and stretch out, and pull around. And one more time. Reach up, and bend, reach open, and pull all the way around. All right, now I'm gonna take the straps off my feet, and I'm gonna come on up, and I'm gonna go into a little upper body work here. So I'm gonna take one of the heavy springs off. I can take that bar out of the way for now. I'm gonna have a seat here, and so I've just got one regular or one heavy spring on. I'm gonna reach forward, open the arms out. This is a really good stretch for right across the chest, front of the shoulders, and then come back in and down. So I'm gonna keep my palms up as I open out. So have the palms turned toward the ceiling and feel that stretch. Come forward and down. Now, as you press forward, let's flex the spine. And as you start to open the arms out, extend the spine. Bye, Bam Bam. And then as you come forward, flex the spine. And then as you bend the elbows, come back to a lengthened spine. So exhale out, flex the spine. Inhale, open, keep those palms turned up and extend the spine here. Back to the front, and then back to that lengthened position. Again, flex, open and reach out. That should feel really good here. Back to the center, and then come back down. Now from here, I'm gonna take the arms out, and I'm gonna hold them out in front of me here, sitting tall. I'm gonna take one arm up and one arm down on a diagonal. So it's an X stretch, I call it. A nice diagonal stretch. And then come through the center, and we're gonna do that same thing to the other side. Palms press, reach forward. You're focusing on the stretch on the top arm. The bottom arm can go further, but keep it here so there's a little bit of tension on that strap. You're kind of controlling it with the bottom arm and getting the stretch through the top arm. If you're not getting enough of a stretch, if you're hitting the carriage to the stopper before you end, just scoot forward a little bit on the carriage, and that'll give you more range. So just reach up, and we have an exhale to close. And again, reach up, stretching up there, and coming back. And now we're just gonna reach the arms up. Both of them will stretch back a little bit and then circle around. So pull them forward, lift up, let them stretch back here. Whew, feels so good. And then open around, and one more time. Reach forward and up, get a really good stretch here, reaching back, and come all the way around. Now from here, I'm gonna get rid of these straps for a second. You can keep the spring tension really light here like we have it, just the one spring on. And I'm gonna put my hands here on the platform, and I'm gonna sit back into kind of a shell stretch. From here, I'm just gonna lengthen my spine, and I'm gonna let myself sink here. So my thighs can come down, my shoulders pull back, and I lift my chest up, and then I just flex and come back into that shell. So again, lengthen your spine, then press through the legs. Don't push your shoulders forward, actually pull them back so that your upper back can stretch here too. And you get a really good stretch here. The hips can sink as low as is comfortable. And then come all the way back through and go into the round position. Again, lengthen, lower the hips, pull the chest up toward the sky, and flex all the way back in. Now from here, I'm gonna bring the foot bar up to the top, and I'm gonna step off to the side. I'm using a spring on the side I'm working on, and I'm just using a light spring here. I'm gonna take my back foot against the shoulder rest, and I'm just gonna sink down. My front foot is near the front of the reformer, and stretch back. So get a really good thigh stretch there, pushing back. Now, as I come forward, I'm gonna take my inside arm, and I'm just gonna reach back here and get that really good stretch, and then I'm gonna lower it down as I press back, pushing the feet apart. And then as I come in, I open the upper body, I sink my hips, and then I press. Notice I'm not really lifting the hips up when I come forward. I'm just bringing that carriage in by bending the front knee and getting a really good stretch down this whole side. And reach back and come all the way up. Now, I'm gonna do that same thing on the other side to finish up. So, changing my heavy spring over, front foot goes near the front of the reformer. I sink down and stretch back into this deep single thigh stretch from the floor. And then I lift the inside arm and stretch up and then press back here. And again, a big inhale. Keep the hips sinking as the upper body lifts so you get that really beautiful stretch on that side of the body and press back. And one more time, just reach up and stretch back and come back all the way to the front. So guys, hit that like button if you like this workout. It's not really a workout, it was a stretch. If you like this, and check out our other workouts on our YouTube station. And again, join me on Instagram at John Garey. I hope I see you again soon. Have a great day, everybody.